What is up? Welcome to a Monday edition of the Ysn Power Hour. DJ Yoakley, Paul Munson. We got Ty Bartell, Max Solo down holding the shirt up still. And we got Mr. Betos and Quinn, the Kool-Aid brothers, hanging out in the G Farm Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. How are you guys doing down there, Betos and Quinn?
We're good. We're looking
good. I can't believe that you matched perfectly. The red guys in the red room. Incredible.
Yeah, Betos, Billy back on the call.
Jeff showing off his new gear that he got from our sideline store. That stuff came quick.
Go ahead and buy it, everybody.
Good sales pitch there, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. I literally just felt the spike in our sales.
And Paul is, so that's all that matters.
You what?
You can't have a punchline and nobody hear you. That's not.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
Who is that?
Yeah. So, what'd you say, Jeff? What are you over there mumbling?
I said I'm a better company guy than you are.
Oh, okay.
Because I already bought this and you haven't bought anything yet.
How do you know I haven't bought anything yet?
Are you kidding me?
There you go. You gotta spend some more money.
Did he just spill stuff?
You just broke shit.
Oh, mic came off.
Pull the mic off. I did not pull the mic off the thing.
There we go.
We derailed in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Way to be a company man, Jeff. Breaking.
Wow. New record here. We didn't even make it to the opening segment, and Jeff messed something up. All right, there we go. Let's start. It is National Freedom Day, so I don't know why. There's no explanation given, but I will say this. I'm a happy guy with our freedoms. Our logo is red, white, and blue for a reason. Love the country. Love what it stands for. But naturally, there's a lot of freedoms that come with it. So my question to you guys is, what's your favorite freedom? I'm trying to get this cough drop that's disgusting, by the way, so I don't cough as much. Paul, what's your favorite freedom here in the good old U.S. of A.?
My favorite freedom? I guess that you can just go out there and, do whatever you want. Like, you want to start a business, you can start a business. You want to just be yourself. We're not, there's no dictatorships here. There's no communism. We can just go out there, and you want to be a hobo, you get to be a hobo. You want to be a CEO. Hey, make yourself a CEO.
You can't just make yourself a CEO. That's
some people
misconception.
Try. Some people try.
Ty, what's your favorite freedom?
I think for me personally, my favorite freedom is the freedom of press. Because look at what we're in right now. The company we're in, it's all an example of just being able to have that media and cover things and have your own media if you're not a fan of what's around or how things are covered. So yeah,
let's have that conversation, Ty, after the show. Freedom of press.
Bert and Ernie, what's your favorite freedom?
Go ahead, Bert.
You first, man.
No, you're the one that broke the damn thing.
Oh, okay. Family show.
The best freedom is looking at Old Glory every day. That's the best freedom I ever get. Looking at her and
what is on Michael Jordan?
They hung the Bulldogs uniform on Jordan.
Oh
my God!
No, not they.
Oh no, I did that.
Oh yeah. Quinn, you're up.
Mr. Kool-Aid. Oh yeah.
Mine's the freedom of hatred, and I hate Jeff right now. So it's the freedom to hate whoever I please whenever I want to.
Oh, was that a smack?
I would smack him back, but I don't want the viewers to see all of him jiggle. So I'm being.
Oh my gosh!
Started it.
That's tough.
I got nothing.
Mac, what's your favorite freedom?
He's not lying.
All of it. Every single last drop of it. The freedom to wake up and do whatever I want. The freedom to choose the work that I want to choose to do. The freedom to go to the school that I wanted to go to. All of it. It's the freedom of speech to the media to everything. It's the whole shebang.
Quinn had to take his shirt off. He couldn't be dressed like Jeff anymore.
No, I couldn't. No.
It's cool. You don't want to be dressed like a good-looking guy. It's all right, Quinn. I got it.
Innuendo. Define it.
Spell it.
Spell it.
Say it. Say it. You should have heard how he was saying it earlier. Go ahead.
Indie window?
Innuendo.
Indie window?
Rumor.
Indie window? Yes, it's what Pat McAfee looks out every day. Is indie window.
It was the funniest 6-second silence ever on the stream the other night. It just goes crickets. Jeff, you don't know what that is, do you? Nope. No, I don't.
I think we've all had those moments where we either say something or don't say anything at all, where it's just awkward. There's that awkward moment because
you're hoping nobody heard it.
Yeah, because the other night I said ace, I think, but it sounded like I said ass, and I was like, oh, I had to correct myself to make sure everybody knew I said ace, or I forget what I even said, but everybody's had them. I mean, you can't go in and do a broadcast for as long as we've done it and not have one of those moments. So Jeff
Absolutely.
just has more than usual.
Moment every day. I say something that does not make sense when it comes out of my mouth every single day.
We expect nothing less, Jeff.
Indie window.
It's all South Range's fault. So
Don't blame the school.
Don't blame the school.
Yeah.
we had people like Paul trying to teach study hall class and teach a kid like me how to read. And
Wait,
I wasn't trying to teach you how to read. You should have been learning how to read in kindergarten and first grade.
I'm not gonna say it's Paul's fault. So
okay.
Indie window.
Indie window. Sure, Jeff.
this means rumor.
Naturally, a lot of snow days across the valley here today. So we, Paul, I should say.
Can I say something on that?
Yeah.
We have remote learning. Why is there a snow day thing?
We just had this conversation offline. I'm
Have to before they do that, they have to tell the teachers. So
They knew that snow was coming. It wasn't a secret.
if it's during the week, they usually tell the teachers right before they leave. It won't be a remote day for a remote day.
Well, since you're a part of the school system,
Well, yeah, I get told when we have remote days and not have remote days.
Yeah. I mean, we could have. I mean, I was talking to DJ before the show. A buddy of mine came over, and he's a teacher at Wyndham, and they said they told them last night, hey, it's a remote day. You're going to be teaching remote today. So that's what they were doing. All the other Portage County schools went snow day. Wyndham said remote day. So, I mean, listen, my kids could have been learning remotely today. I don't see the problem, but whatever.
remote has killed the joy of snow for kids.
I'm like, you don't want to take anything away from teachers. Teachers need this as much as anybody, I think. But to Jeff's point, what he's trying to get to is teachers leave on Friday not knowing what they're going to have on Monday, so they might not take everything they need for a remote day for them. So if the teachers can make it to school, the students should be able to make it to the school as well, I guess is the crux of it. But I don't know that for sure. I'm not a fan. Like, I think that, if you have a snow day, you have a snow day. Like, we used to get 5. I don't know what they're up to now. Is it still 5 or is it more?
Yeah, it's something like that, and then you got to make them up on the back end of the school year.
Right. So I would rather have my 5 snow days, and then from there you just do remote days. So if it's any time there's a remote chance of a snow day, you just have a remote day from home. But I'm one of the kids that would be thriving in this remote learning setting. I really do believe, because I hated going to school. I hated the classroom setting. I'm much better at just doing my stuff, getting it done, turning it in, and being done with it. But I don't know. Like, I get that you want kids to learn together and have the classroom setting and things of that nature. And it's probably a little bit more difficult to teach. But, like, anybody who's encountered college courses in the last 15 years understands that, like, you don't get the majority of your stuff in classroom. So I'm going to be interested to see. These kids should be, I mean, Ty, you're living it right now. The majority of your college career is you learning right now everything on your own.
And you got to kind of have to learn how to do that time management skill anyway. I mean, and that's something I kind of wish high schools would teach more often, because these kids get kind of thrown into college and then they don't know what to expect, because it suddenly becomes like 10% time you're in the classroom and 90% of stuff homework wise that you have to do out on your own and manage your time.
Coach Seidel breaking up the monotony here, saying, for some reason, I'm wondering if Paul's kids can run a tab at home for a Pop-Tart.
They don't like Pop-Tarts.
Well, Carrie says as long as you're not a freshman, you're good.
Yeah.
So that 1 year in their life, it's going to be tough.
Well, I mean, as long as I'm still there, I mean, they're my kids. They can have a Pop-Tart.
Whoa. That's different. No, you can't do that, Paul.
Well.
What's your problem with the freshmen, Paul? Why can't they run a tab?
Because I don't trust them. They're not there. I've never seen them before.
So they
got to get that 1 year of high school under their belt to kind of know what's going on. And then I'm like, okay, maybe you can run one up.
So if it could be like seniors would be the ones I'd worry about, because they would run a tab up and just leave.
Well, last year it did. I had a couple seniors that had a tab, and we like all of a sudden, in March, everything went to hell in March, and so I joked with some of them when I saw them at graduation. I'm like, hey, just so you know, your graduation gift, your tab's clear. So, and that was it.
I can't believe that somebody dined and dashed a study hall teacher.
So there's a couple kids right now that have a tab. $10 is the highest they're allowed to go. And I have one kid right now who's been $10 for like a month. And then I have another girl who's like $8, and she goes, do you have Venmo? Just get Venmo. I'll pay you right now. I'm like, no, cash money. Put it in my hand. Coins.
Yeah, so Paul doesn't want to report it.
So
Paul doesn't want no receipts.
I don't have the Venmo app or anything, so I don't want to do any of that.
Shocking.
Crap, so
I am shocked.
He doesn't trust the freshmen. He doesn't know if they can be cops or anything. He can't trust them with the product.
Is that a badge? Is that a badge right there?
Yeah. You undercover. You working for the school board?
Like I said, we have a ton of cancellations all over. Paul, with the biggest one being the one we got this afternoon. The Poland boys and Jefferson boys are down until February 16th because of a positive COVID test. Just adds to a long list of schools that have
Poland won't have any home games. The way that I read the email is they said, we're done for home games the rest of the year. We're going to play on the 13th, right? I said, no, 16th. And they will play away. So
look at Fish. Fish says, I'll cover any freshman girls basketball player tab.
No, they pay. I won't throw the one girl under the bus who didn't pay for a while, but it was one of his basketball players. And she wasn't a freshman. Took her 2 months to pay off $3. She's bringing me like a quarter a week.
That's awesome.
Not really.
That's how I would do it. I would bring you. I'd run it up the first day and bring you like a dime every single week just to piss you off.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that I looked up Dogecoin or Dogecoin, whatever they call it, the other night? Because Quinn and I have been like super cyber bullies on this thing. We've been on Bitcoin, on Coin. Was it Coin? What's the app called? Coinbase. Buying up everything. Dogecoin or Dogecoin, however you pronounce it, doesn't exist. It's not real.
Dogecoin exists.
It was a joke. It was a funny thing. I looked it up. It's not on Coinbase. No, it wasn't.
It's on Robinhood, though.
Oh, it's on Robinhood. That's a solid foundation. They're going to be doing real good.
XRP crypto was supposed to go up today, big time.
Are you a crypto guy too?
I pay attention to Reddit. That's about as far as I'm going to elaborate.
I started crypto about 4 years ago with my buddy, and we just let it ride. And right now it's paying some dividends, right? So, Seidel says, it's not real, but I own $50 of it. All right, let's get to what's happening tonight and what's not happening tonight. So we'll start with what is not happening. Boardman and Salem, that was scheduled for tonight. That is canceled. The Brave versus Champion. That is not happening. Latonia versus Louisville. Not happening. Liberty versus Camel. Not happening. McDonald versus Sebring. Not happening. Poland versus Ursuline. Not happening. Western Reserve versus Waterloo. Not happening. Heartland versus JFK. Postponed until tomorrow. What is happening tonight? Boys basketball, the only game we have is Girard versus Lordstown. Mr. Pavlansky will have that one. I will be going to Valley Christian versus East Palestine. Struthers versus Hubbard, the school will be covering for us. Also, school covering Edison in the OVAC tournament. We have Newton Falls versus Brookfield. We also have Mineral Ridge versus Springfield. We have Jefferson versus South Range. We have PAV pulling a doubleheader with Girard against Lakeview in girls' game. And we have Columbiana versus Lisbon. So I think 9 games total on the network tonight. Snow Day butchered our schedule because we had a ton of action coming at you. Tomorrow, we've got, man, there's a lot of, it looks like Christmas, a lot of red and green on our network. So we'll get you up to date on that. For all our games, you can always go to ysnlive.com/live, or if you just go to ysnlive.com and click on the live tab, it'll take you there. You need to click on the link. This is a problem we had this weekend. You need to click on the link. It's not just going to take you to where you want to go. It doesn't know what you're thinking. Click on the link to where you want to go and press the play button past the sponsors. So that's how you use YSN. Hopefully, and it's not a joke. It's not funny. It was kind of humbling, and we try to constantly figure out the best way to have a best user experience. But we got a lot of people that were mad yesterday trying to watch a swim meet, and we're on the live page and thought it should have been just on the live page. They were getting frustrated because the broadcast was offline. There was, at the bottom of the screen, that's our camera in here. Like you can see this right now on the live page. But anything else other than post show or the open look or audible call, that's basically our main stuff. When only one thing's going on at a time, that's what you're going to see. So just a little bit of clarity. What is not clear as we get to some national news here, guys, is what the heck happened over the weekend with the Rams and the Lions. And with that, that is our resident expert, Mr. Jeff Bezos, the Lions fan. Jeff, how did it go for you?
Oh, shit. Almost walked off again. Well, obviously the Lions traded Matthew Stafford away. Wanted to happen all season. Didn't know why he couldn't do it during the season. But we got 2 first-rounders. Jared Goff. That's terrible. He's not going to win a darn game for the Brooklyn. We're going to literally go 3-15 or 13, whatever it is.
What's new?
What's the difference? Matthew Stafford. Every year, it doesn't matter. I just don't get it. Like Dan Campbell, saying we're going to eat kneecaps, and we have the old Browns GM. He's there. Dorsey, he stinks.
I think this was a great deal for Detroit. I feel it's the other way.
Yeah, I think Detroit made out like a bandit.
No, it's just going to be Detroit. It's going to be old Detroit. They're going to lose a bunch of games. I'm going to get really excited because they're going to beat someone they shouldn't beat, and then they're going to stink the rest of the year.
You got a first-round draft pick in Jared Goff, and you got 2 more first-round draft picks and a third-round draft pick that you get this year.
Paul Meyer up right now. Tell him you offer the first 2 round draft picks and Jared Goff and the second-round draft pick for the number 1 pick overall. Give me Trevor Lawrence.
What?
Yep.
You're high. Is that shirt too tight? Cutting off circulation to your brain? Because
I'm telling you, I don't like it. I don't like Jared Goff.
No. Jared Goff's a good young quarterback. Matthew Stafford.
Who would you rather have, Paul? Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford?
Jared Goff.
You're crazy.
I'd rather have Jared Goff.
You're a Vegas Raider fan that has Derek Carr at quarterback.
Okay.
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Hey Jeff, let's think about something. What has Matthew Stafford done for you guys lately? I'll wait.
In what? In the playoffs? In the playoffs? Nothing.
What has he done for you in a regular season or anything?
Oh my God, Paul. He's 1,000 times better than Jared Goff, Paul. I mean, Jared Goff is not better than Matthew Stafford. If the Rams liked Jared Goff, they wanted to trade for Matthew Stafford.
I don't know if you gave Jared Goff Megatron, he might have been able to do something with them.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Rams, I think, got the worst of this deal because when you looked at what they were talking about, from 2017 through 2024, They do not have a first-round draft pick. They've traded them all away. So, I mean, they're putting all their eggs in their basket right now, saying, "Hey, Matthew Stafford might come win a couple games for us here. Maybe we're getting to playoffs in the next year or two, but he's not their long-term answer by any means."
I don't know. I like this trade for both sides. I like it for the Rams because it gives them a veteran guy in there that can kind of maybe change over like the locker room a little bit. Guy who can really push the ball down the field with some arm talent. And yeah, he hasn't really proven himself on the field, but outside of Megatron, the dude hasn't had any type of talent surrounding him at all. You're talking about an offense that has a young rookie in Cam Akers who's proven not to be pretty damn good, and you got weapons all around him. LA basically said, "Hey, we're all in. We're going to go try to win a Super Bowl, and that's all that matters. And none of these first round draft picks that we can draft in the next year or two is going to help us do that." That's what they're betting on. Now, whether you disagree or not, that's up for debate. But I do like what the Lions got back. I mean, the Lions aren't going to be good for 3 years. It's just that simple. So you're going to give Goff a chance to prove himself outside of being in that LA environment. Kind of bring him back home. Maybe a change of scenery does him well. And, he gets to be the firm leader of this franchise going forward. And maybe with some young pieces, he can kind of figure it out. It's a good deal all the way around, I think.
I like the fact that LA has a great defense. They're in a window of talent where they're not going to be able to keep this team together forever. And they said, who's the best available quarterback that we can go out and get? And Matt Stafford's right there. I think a lot of people think Stafford's overrated. I love him. I not as much as Jeff, but I think that he's the kind of guy that is a leader of men, right? He's going to go out there. Everybody's seen the mic'd up where he gets like basically his shoulder broken and then still goes back in after a timeout. And I think it was the Browns game, as a matter of fact, goes in and slings a touchdown to win the game. That's the kind of guy you want on your side. The kind of guy that injured whatever, he's going to finish the job. And
tough. Like, that's the thing, like, what stood out in Detroit. He got beat up. Like, he broke his thumb week 3 of the season and finished the season out. And missed a right ear towards the end of the season, but he rolled his ankle against Tampa Bay. Like, he had a broken back last year, wanted to play the rest of the time.
The only thing that worries me is he doesn't have many weapons out in L.A. Like he goes to another Detroit with a better defense where they might get into the playoffs.
He's got weapons. No, he's got weapons. Woods and on the white receiver,
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp is a stud tight end, is a top 10 tight end. Cam Akers is arguably maybe rookie of the year this year. Probably not going to get it, but in that discussion, they have their offenses. There's nothing wrong with that offense.
Except they don't score.
And you could say a lot of that is upon Goff not being able to push the ball down the field. That's why they wanted to get rid of him.
I mean, I can see that, but I just think that, McVay had to bless this trade to get him back. So that this is the quarterback. This might be his first quarterback that he goes, this is my guy. Jared Goff he's not a long threat. He's not going to stretch the field, Mac, like you said. But Stafford might. Stafford might stretch the field. And, they can go, really, they can, do they still have their first round pick? Yeah.
The
Lions?
No, the Rams.
No, the Rams. The Rams don't have a first round pick.
2024.
Yeah, they lost.
They didn't lose it from this year to the Lions. They lost their third round pick.
They just had it up.
No, they traded their first round picks 2022,
I went
2023.
Dolphins, right? Or Jacksonville for Ramsey.
Okay, all right. Yeah. See, they're gonna have to make a big splash in free agency, and I don't know their cap situation. But they're still going to need. A running back would be nice.
This year,
they have a good one. I'm telling you,
that Cam Akers is a good running back. He did well towards the end of the year. He did good.
So
Ingram would be nice for them. I think that'd be a nice little pickup.
What? They didn't even get a first round pick this year for him. They got a third round pick of 2021. And we got 2 first rounders, but that Detroit being Detroit.
Jeff, this is a perfect trade for them because now you have Jared Goff for the next 2 years.
The Cleveland Browns. Okay, they're just going to be bad. Okay, stop trying to hype it up like we're stop. Don't do that to me because I'm going to start believing in Jared Goff.
You should. You should
Why?
believe in him.
Why?
Because he's a good young quarterback. He's going to
into his prime.
Yeah, he's going to a dumpster fire team, and he can bring him back. You know,
he has nothing around him. The offensive line is terrible. The defense is garbage. He has two good wide receivers in Marvin Jones Jr. and Ken Golladay.
So just do what the Dolphins did and just trade all away your assets and sit and tank. Like, just chill out. The Dolphins are doing just fine.
Okay.
Take a breath over there, tough guy.
I will keep an open mind.
Paige saying rumor has it they wanted Rodgers, and
who is it? L.A. or
I'm guessing he's talking about L.A.
So what's crazy about this trade is you see that 2 first-round picks, and I'm going to say here that Deshaun Watson is twice as good or better than.
I don't see any team putting themselves 5 years behind to get Deshaun Watson,
4.
especially after how he's acted.
3 first-round picks would be the most I could see a team trying to dump to get Deshaun Watson, but I think it's actually a 2 and 2. 2 first, 2 second. Absorb his hit because that's what Detroit has to do, or no, LA's got to do. They got to absorb.
You also said Matthew Stafford was overrated, Aaron.
They've got to absorb
in a division with
money.
Aaron Rodgers.
Do we actually think Matthew Stafford's winning a Super Bowl with the LA Rams? Though?
I think he does.
You really think he does?
I at least think he goes to a Super Bowl because you look at the aging of the NFC quarterbacks and the NFC in general, and I mean, look at what was it? Breeze, Brady, Rodgers, and who was the other one?
Well, Goff was the other one because they were.
Oh, Goff.
Yeah, he was the youngest one in the NFC. All the AFC guys were 25 or under.
So you look at that and you go, okay, here's a window of opportunity because if Green Bay for some reason trades Aaron Rodgers, it's very likely he's going to the AFC because Green Bay is not going to want Aaron Rodgers beating them in anything but a Super Bowl, right? So then you look at, okay, if we have Stafford, then we're automatically either in that game or we win that game. I can get behind that thinking, but it's gonna be interesting. I really think that Matthew Stafford, Jeff, over the next 2 or 3 years, he could get LA to a Super Bowl. But
yeah, because if Rodgers is out of there, who's really left in the NFC that he's going to have to battle?
Tom Brady till he's 45.
Yeah,
Russell
Brady.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson, but they're a few pieces away.
Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray's.
I don't think that. I was the guy on the Arizona bandwagon from the jump.
Yeah.
I said they were going to be good. I don't think they are even close to being a Super Bowl contender.
And those are division opponents too, right? Yeah, because it's them, San Francisco, Arizona, and Seattle. So,
well, if San Francisco can get a quarterback, they're the team to beat in the NFC.
I agree with that too. And I mean, I don't know what people stand with Dak Prescott. I still have yet to see a full season, but Dak Prescott has potential to be a threat for that. I mean, depending on how he comes out and the pieces they put around him, but it seems like they always put pieces around him, and he can't win more than a game in the playoffs.
Let him go to San Francisco then.
That would be. I was actually just thinking that too. If you're San Francisco right now, I know DJ said that Aaron Rodgers would be going to an AFC team, but I mean, if you're San Francisco, you're looking at him. You're looking at Deshaun. You're looking at anybody that's willing to listen right now, because I think San Francisco has that window, and I think their window is a lot more open than the Rams are right now at winning a Super Bowl.
it was Aaron, wasn't it? Was it Aaron Smith that started there first? He was at San Francisco. Not Aaron Smith.
Alex
Smith. Alex Smith. There we go.
Aaron Smith played for the Steelers.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, Alex.
Left end.
An A name. Because where did Rodgers start off? He started
Green Bay.
He's always been in Green Bay.
Yeah, he was,
he was
Brett
Green
Favre.
Bay.
He was behind Brett Favre.
That's right.
I mean, Joe Flacco's still out there. If anyone wants to pick up Joe Flacco,
Joe Flacco stinks. He's
elite.
Stinks.
He's elite.
Yeah, he is.
Stinks. All right, so we'll take a break. We come back. Still a lot of stuff to talk about, including I don't think there's media day this year for the Super Bowl. So my question to you guys would be, who would you ask a question to, and what would that question be for anybody that is either playing or coaching in the Super Bowl? Also, we're going to talk about what I think is a very interesting topic here locally. What area team has the best chance to win a state title if there is one out there? And I'm talking any sport. I'm talking swimming, talking bowling, talking basketball, anything that's in play right now. I want to hear your thoughts on that. And we'll also give you, of course, the information on the YSN Sideline store. You can still save 25% off if you use code SPIRIT21. Jeff, show them what they can buy.
You just buy this beautiful little zip up, half zip up from Under Armour.
That's not a little zip up.
I would have loved to know there was a promo code. That's all.
We've only been talking about it for.
It was right in your face in our chat about 25 times. I even made a joke about it called pom pom.
Yep. Truth.
Well, I didn't read the group chat.
Apparently, you just can't read. Or have eyes.
Big head, Billy. Relax there. Stop yelling in the mic.
Or have eyes.
We're going to take a break. This one brought to you by Channel 21 WFMJ. Make sure you're tuning in tonight, 6 and 11, for all the news and sports highlights. And you probably want to look at the weather, too. So check out Storm Tracker 21 while you're at it. And we'll be back with more right after this.
News doesn't stop after the sun goes down. Sometimes you just have to hustle to get it. At 21 News, no matter how far it is, no matter what it takes to get there, we're working to bring you the best stories and the freshest content at 11 p.m. with the context and clarity that makes it worth staying up for, no matter what time it is. 21 News at 11 with me, Aaron Simonek, and Derek Steyer.
21 News at 11, news that's worth your time.
WRS Wealth Advisors is the area's premier wealth and retirement specialist. With our combined 70 years experience and comprehensive wealth strategy, we assist our clients attain their goals. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services, or visit wrswealthadvisors.com. Good luck, athletes.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
And welcome back to the Power Hour. DJ Yoakley, Paul Munson, Ty Bartell. We've got Billy Mack, and, well, we used to have Betos. And now we got Quinn, and there he is. Jeff Betos with us here, a very special edition of the YSN Power Hour. Guys, before the break, I asked you who would be the team in the area, any team, any sport, right now in the winter season to win a state title here in Ohio. So the question's out there. Jeff Betos seems like he has an answer. We'll start with him, and we'll go from there.
All right, I'm gonna stick with the winner team.
That was the question.
I would probably go with Struthers as a boys basketball team. That's pretty good. Struthers. And if I had to pick football, obviously Akron Hoban is the best football team in Ohio.
We're not talking about football.
We're not talking about
He said winter sports.
He said any sport.
No,
I asked
didn't.
during the break.
Any sport in the winter, Jeff.
Swimming, bowling,
Brothers.
basketball.
And then he says, just laugh, whatever I say, okay? Just laugh. Okay. Quinn, team that has the most likely chance in your eyes to win a state title.
So there's three that I think that can.
Okay.
Struthers boys for sure. McDonald boys have a shot at it. They're going to have to run into Richmond Heights eventually, which is a very, very good team. But I think they have a shot at it. But I'm going to go with the Poland girls. I think they have the best shot of winning state on any team in our area.
Very good. Very good. Mac, what about you? What are your thoughts on the best team in the area?
I really don't think that there's anybody that can do it this year. But if I had to pick one, I was going to say Poland girls that has the best chance in my mind to win a state championship.
Respect.
So.
Ty?
For me, I'm going to say one team, no one's really mentioned them yet, probably because of their record. I'm going to say Cheney boys basketball team. And it's only because of the competition they faced. Yeah, they're not winning every single game, but they're facing a different type of competition than everyone else in the area. And they're facing the best of the best to gear themselves up because they're going to be playing the best of the best in the playoffs. Not a lot of people talking Cheney right now, but I think a lot of people will once playoffs come.
I don't know. Our schedule is pretty hard too.
I can get behind. I mean, there's all these teams play some really tough schedules, but the difficulty has been, and coaches agree, is it's hard to judge based on some of these teams' shutdowns and the records and the cancellations of teams they wanted to play but couldn't play, and then you're in a conference and you can only play conference games instead of your non-conference games. It's been a challenge, and it's kind of like a guessing game at this point to who's going to be seated where. So, interesting enough, Paul, your thoughts on team with the best chance to win a state title to this point?
Just because I haven't seen where other teams throughout their division, if I had to pick a boys team, I think Struthers. I think Struthers is just a complete team right now. They don't rely on shooting a lot of threes. They just play a good, complete team game. And for the girls, I mean, to be the homer, I mean, listen, South Range girls have been rolling. I mean, they got both Bree and Izzy back the other night. I mean, they're going to be without Gabby for the rest of the year, but I mean, they're blowing teams out. I mean, they're winning by 20, 30 points. Now this week, this Thursday, and then the 13th is the makeup game at South Range. Those will be the two big games. Will be tests for them because they play Poland. Those will be the two big Poland games. But I mean, they got the number one seed in the tournament the other day. They got the picks yesterday, so they're going to play Crestwood in the first round. So I think they got a good shot. They went deep last year, and they got the same team back. So I think they can make a deep run this year, I think.
Coach Seidel's got jokes.
Yeah. Scuba Steve.
Mine's, I mean, I'm not going to say anything that anybody else hasn't said, but and Steve Gilmartin hit it on the head. I think the McDonald boys and girls have a legitimate shot at least being in the state title game. And Struthers is in there too. One team that, unless you were watching yesterday, that you're probably not going to hear anybody even talk about because that's where we're at, is the swim team for the Poland girls. They completely blew everybody else out of the water. I mean, they were a warship, and everybody else was on a paddle boat. And it's an up-and-coming sport. It's a sport that not everybody follows, but I'll tell you what, when you're there, it's an exciting sport. And it's I don't understand it. I know you just got to be the fastest one to the finish line. I couldn't tell you, what they're called or how far they swim, but I know that Poland did a lot of it, and they did a lot of it very well. So Hubbard boys, shout out to them. I think they won the NE8s as well yesterday, Poland girls and Hubbard boys. So congratulations to them. Salem girls also, as Aaron chimes in, I think they got a shot. They're playing the best basketball they've played this season right now, and they are a team to be reckoned with. And yeah, I'm interested to see how far all these teams go because we've got a lot of talent in this area right now. It's just not on full display because nobody knows when to catch them. And nobody knows that better than us. Trust me. The games just keep getting shuffled around like a bad deck of cards, and you're playing all the games you possibly can, whenever you can, whoever you can, and it's just some games we don't even realize are happening because they happen so fast. They're scheduled today, they're playing tonight. It's crazy. So nobody even knows that better than the guy in the middle of the screen, Paul Munson. So the question now becomes, from you guys, what questions would you ask at the Super Bowl? You have one question you can ask any player or coach, or I guess owner or general manager at the Super Bowl, whether it's for the Bucks or, of course, for the Chiefs. Who would you direct that question to, and what would that question be? Ty, we'll start with you.
Oh boy, that's a difficult one. I don't know, man. It would have to be. I would feel like you got to focus quarterback wise. You'd have to either go like Brady or Mahomes. And I feel like if you're going to ask any question to Brady, I mean, he's already answered so many times like how he's able to do it. But I mean, I'd love to know, like, was this personal against like Belichick? Was that like his feat that he wanted to, like, to confirm it from him? Was that what he wanted to go out and do? Was he set out that he wanted to go to the Super Bowl without Belichick to prove everyone wrong? And how he's just able to throw 43 touchdowns at the age of 43 and just put up the numbers that he does at his age. It's ridiculous.
That's a good question. A lot of good questions. I'm sure people would love to ask Tom Brady at this point. Muntz, what would you ask? Who would you ask? And what would you ask?
Yeah, I thought about it. Like I was thinking, like Ty said, there's all these different guys to ask. But being that, believe it or not, Tom Brady and I are the same age, I would ask him. I would ask Tom Brady, like, what motivates you at this age to keep going? You've got 6 Super Bowl rings, MVPs. Your life is great. You have homes and your kids are healthy and your wife is hot. So, like, what motivates you to get up and get out there and play the game at one of the hardest positions to play, knowing that there's 300-pound dudes that want to come in there and just annihilate you every day? Because, I mean, like I said, we're the same age. I get up in the morning going, oh, man, this is a little sore. That's a little sore. And there ain't 300-pound guys running after me, So what motivates you to keep doing what you're doing right now? That's what I'd ask.
Do you want a 300-pound guy to run after you? We can hire Betos.
Not at all. I don't want that at all. I'd rather have the 2 little 70-pound munchkins chasing me down the hallway. So
Betos isn't 300. He's 2. What are you, Jeff?
You want to that one for me?
Have you weighed yourself lately?
Yes,
Jeff?
I have weighed myself.
You're not 3 bills, are you?
I am 300.4 pounds.
There it is. I don't believe that.
0.4 pounds.
I don't believe you're 3
That was
bills.
on a wrestling scale, by the way. Like, it's dead accurate. So, 300 pounds.
You don't look 3 bills, but good for you.
Yeah. Well,
your shirt sometimes make you look like that, but
Well, it's because he wears that white shirt. I mean, white shirts never made anybody look skinny.
No. And he buttons a mullet up to his neck.
It's like,
Mac, how about you? What question would you ask in the Super Bowl to who?
So the first question I want to ask is, have you ever seen the movie Bedazzled?
No.
Okay. So Brandon Fraser's in it. Okay.
I know there's a bedazzler.
So the question I would ask Tom Brady would be, how much of your soul did you give away to the devil for you to be good, coming from nothing, because you were trash in college? So the only explanation is you made a deal with the devil. Period. So I want to know what that scoop is about.
Oh, Billy, I know the movie you're talking about. It had, like you said, it was Brandon Fraser and the English girl who, Elizabeth Hurley. Yeah, he sold his soul to her. That's right. That was a crappy 2000s movie.
Let's go to the YSN box down in the right-hand corner. Let's go with Quinn first. Quinn, what would your question be, and what?
All right, so I got 2 different ones. I'd ask Tom Brady first, and it'd be, can I have your autograph? Because I want his autograph, plain and simple. And then my second thing would be, I'd probably just go up to like the kickers and be like, hey, what's going on? Because nobody talks to them. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I've been around football. Like, kickers are the coolest guys on the field by far.
What is it, Butker, and who's the one for Tampa Bay?
Who knows? Who cares?
See, they
Opinion, isn't it?
What's going on, guys? Nobody's talking to you. I'll talk to you. Who cares?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, what's up?
Quinn's just looking for a ham sandwich with the kickers.
Why not? Nobody else hangs out with them. Nobody asks questions of them. They all want to talk to Mahomes and Brady, and screw it. I'll go talk to the kickers.
What about you, JB? What's your question and who's it to?
So mine would be a two-part question to Patrick Mahomes. First part is, can you throw the ball farther than Josh Allen? And the second part question, after the season is over, after you lose to Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl, can you please set that up with Josh Allen? Whoever can throw the football farther. I would look at that.
Who would you put money on, Jeff?
Betos has an infatuation with Poe.
I think he does.
I don't.
He's his kid.
No, that's not true. If I was Poe's kid, I would be jumping off a bridge at this point in time and into a canal.
Spiral.
I'm not doing that, dude. Like, wake up and that's my dad? Oh, jeez. Not very athletic.
Wait a minute. We're talking about the guy who saved a football game by being clipped 60 yards behind the play.
Yeah. A fake clip, too, at that. He acted. It was an acting.
I'm going to.
Quinn changed his name to Poe Jr.
I'm going to.
Jeff's trying to type.
You don't know what button to hit.
Hit Quinn's laptop. I want to change the name. Hit Quinn's laptop.
All right. Mine would be, it'd be similar to Paul's and just asking Tom Brady what keeps him motivated. I know he uses the same kind of motivation that I do, is the chip on the shoulder and people telling you can't do things and da-da-da-da-da. But, at 43 years old, that's got to get tiresome, right? You roll out of bed and the first thing is you got to prove somebody wrong. You're the best quarterback to ever do it. What else is there to prove? And I don't know. Maybe this is it. But we'll see. All right. Steve has a question. He says, who could be the sleeper team this year? I'm assuming he's saying maybe in the basketball world.
Yeah, in high school.
Quinn, let's go to you first. You got the most knowledge of basketball of any of us.
It's tough. I mean, I think Ursuline boys could be a sleeper team. Like Ty said, I think Cheney could be. I think the whole area has kind of been saying Struthers is the one to beat for that district. But, I mean, don't count out Cheney by any means. On the girls' side of things, I think Salem could be somebody that could sneak up on some teams. I think South Range has a shot too. I mean, both those teams have to eventually answer to Berlin Highland, and I think South Range matches up pretty well with them. I think there's a shot there. Other than that, I mean, McDonald or Western Reserve in D4 definitely have a shot to be one of those teams that can get there and get out and win one.
All right. Betos, you have any picks on a sleeper team?
The Lisbon Blue Devil boys team is pretty good, I hear, coming from Quinn yesterday when we did some lunch. So, yeah, they're really good. I would say Cheney. Maybe West Branch girls can do it too.
Ooh.
Sleeper.
It's a good pick.
Not Ursuline. I'm sorry. Just this stink. So,
We put Jeff Betos' number on
Did
Twitter.
we learn
again.
nothing from this weekend's incidents?
I'm not. I think I'm just saying I wasn't saying the
Jeff,
boys
you're fired.
basketball team
Sorry,
thing.
man.
I was saying the boys
You were the sleeper. You were the sleeper of everybody at YSN.
Oh,
Congratulations.
You're now on Steve Leslie's shit list. Throwing Ursula under the bus like that.
Mac,
I wasn't
bring us out of the
I was
trenches.
saying that I just don't think they.
I guess the question is are we talking about a sleeper to win state? Is that a?
I would say a sleeper to kind of
go
further than many would think.
So to me, that would be like a district, right? So winning district and beyond, right?
That's respectable.
So I'll say, you know what? I'm gonna go out here and say the team that I'm covering right now is the LeBray Vikings, a team that won the district last year in D3, and they've been poo-pooed on for the most part. The Bluecoats are over here saying they're the fourth best team in the district, and they didn't lose a soul coming back from last year. So, you know, and now these guys are hurt, and they're just coming back this week. So I think they're going to go on a run here, and they play a style of defense that creates a lot of chaos for teams. And teams just, for whatever reason, they turn the basketball over, and they get and LeBray gets a lot of easy buckets at the rim on these fast break turnover. And Quinn was there to see the kind of style that they played. You know, I kind of like them to kind of go maybe a little bit past the districts.
I'll take the stick here since I usually go last. I'll give one of you guys the chance to have the last word. I like Steve Gilmartin and myself on the same wavelength today. I like the Boardman boys. They've been impressive. The way they handled business, was it Friday night against Howland? I think it was 32-2 or 36-2 at one point. Impressive. Coach Birch and the boys taking care of business. I also like on the girls' side, I really like Salem. For some reason, nobody ever gives them the credit that they deserve. And I think they're okay with that. And talking to EB and talking to Coach Hamilton, they're okay with being under the radar because guess what? They know who they are in that locker room, and they're impressive. Also, give the Salem boys some credit because a big win over a D1 program on Friday night, holy cow. Like, they beat a Hudson team. And anytime you're, what are they, D3, Quinn? What's Salem, D3?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. Anytime you're a D3 team and you get a win over a D1 team, that's a special night. And Coach Andres came out of the locker room, and I said, "Hey, Coach, atta boy." He said, "That's a pretty big one, huh?" I said, "Yeah, I would say so." But the one underdog, the true sleeper that I think is going to be really under everybody's radar because they've only played 3 games, tonight being their 4th, East Palestine, because they've got 3 exceptional seniors. One player that should be a 1,000-point scorer this year, unfortunately, probably will not make it because of the lack of games in Jocelyn Fristic. You've got a power post in Morgan Rutledge, and you've got a true point guard and a true distributor in Peyton Sherry. It's going to be interesting to see what East Palestine can do, and I think if they have the right path, they could upset some teams. And I'm not saying South Range is one of them, but I know South Range has had the craw on the side of the Bulldogs for the last few years. So going to be interesting. I know I didn't leave many teams to pick from, boys, so have at it, Muntz.
For the boys team, somebody who I've seen a couple times this year, and I know they've been brought up tonight, or today, sorry, is Cheney. Cheney can ball. Those guys can get out there and they hustle and they play a fast-paced game that I don't know if a lot of teams, especially like the teams they're playing right now, where they're playing up and they're playing some of some of our local schools, the city series schools. But when they start playing some of these other schools who are not used to seeing the pace that they play at, I think they're going to catch some people off guard because I tell you what, you want to see an exciting team go play is watch them. Especially watch them when they've got to play a rival like East or somebody. They get at it, and it's fun to watch. Girls, the girls side, you and I talked earlier about the EP girls, how they can do some damage if they got to play some more games. Only because I've seen them a bunch of times as well, and I know they got a good team. I think Western Reserve. I think the Western Reserve girls can do some damage. They got some good seniors on their team. Vuletic, 1,000-point scorer, 1,000-point rebounder or 1,000 rebounder. They got Kennedy, who's a 500 assist girl now. So they've got some weapons, and they've been able to do some damage in their league, and I think they could do some damage in the playoffs. And the nice thing about that Salem game I was talking about was that they had a lot of emotion going in that game because that head coach for Hudson used to be the head coach at Salem.
Jeff Brink.
Yeah,
Coach about Brink. 12 years ago, I think.
So, Coach Brink was a coach in this area for a while. I think he was at Springfield for a little bit. He was at South Range for a little bit. And he was at Salem for a while. And I think there was some emotion there. The kids probably didn't really know too much, but I think the coaches knew what was at stake there. So I think that was nice for them. So
look at this. Sigler, we were talking all weekend long. And you want to talk about a supporter of what we do at YSN. You don't have to look very far past Chris Sigler. He's saying EP girls would get South Range if they win their first tournament game. So you want to talk about being tested early and smiling in the face of adversity? Well, there it is right there. Ty, who do you have for sleeper?
For the boys team, I'll stick with teams that I've seen in person, right? So I don't want to go outside. I will say, though, as an honorable mention, Springfield boys has looked really good this year in the games that I've been able to see on the network. I haven't seen them live, but boys live that I've seen, Waterloo is pretty damn good. They get that Kyle Shockley's every bit as good as they were hyping him up on here a few weeks ago on Power Hour. He's every bit as good as they were saying. They took lost McDonald 2 times, but only by 3 points in each occasion. So they took McDonald to their absolute limit, and we already know how McDonald can score at will. So being able to only lose within a single digit, let alone one possession both times, is pretty impressive. 7-4 for the girls, and it might come as a surprise, but seeing them in 3 games now, Canfield girls, their defense is absolutely stellar. Marissa Iracy has maybe the quickest hands I've ever seen in the area as far as getting steals. And then Alyssa Dill just had a big game the other night, 23 points, huge, 5'11" center, has a plethora of post moves, can score it from the outside too. It was a team that struggled for, I think they were 1-4 in their first few games, but they're really starting to put it together. Had some notable wins, including, I think they lost to Harding, but it was only by like 4, and Harding is like one of the premier girls teams in the area. So Canfield's a team I'm definitely going to be watching going forward.
Good intel. I want to hear what everybody else has to think. Make sure you drop your who you think's the team with the best chance to win a state tournament, or I guess go deepest in the tournament this year, and your sleeper, the team that you think is going to shock some people as we move towards the tournament, boys and girls. All right, that's going to do it for the main event of the Power Hour. We move on to the G. Burbick Farm What's Your Beef / What is your filet? With that, we start with Paul Munson today. Paul, beef, filet, both.
Mine was beef, and mine was with the snow this morning. I hate
you look
shoveling.
Traumatized, dude.
I hate shoveling snow. I'm staring outside the window looking at the snow right now. Just happy that I shoveled my snow off the driveway because it's a pain in the ass, and I don't like it. But I get out there and I do it because that's what you do when you're an adult and you have a house. You shovel your snow so you don't have to traipse it all through your house and around. So I just didn't like doing that today, but you got to do it. And, my neighbor's got a big snow blower, and she was like, hey, I'll come over and do that. But I was already done with the driveway. So I was like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. But, yeah, I hate shoveling snow today. Didn't like it.
Sarah shoveled snow, and I showed a couple of the guys. I showed Mr. Poe and Quinn the picture because we have the blink. And I said, you missed a spot because I was here. She gave
Didn't
me
go over too well. Yeah.
She gave me a signal.
She's the signal. Yeah. Sarah uses all the tools at the house. She's shoveling.
Listen, man, I will not tell you that you're wrong if you say I outkicked my coverage. Little bald dude with a beard. Although I gotta say, I mean, I do look pretty damn good with these glasses on nowadays. She approved. She's like, they look good. You know who else approved? One half of this. And I bet you can guess who approved of these glasses saying I look good in them.
Jeff
Betos.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say another man looks good.
Jeff.
I think you look good in that T-shirt.
Jeff's the perfect company guy. He sucks from the company teeth,
That's all right. That's all right. Let's go to Ty. Beef or filet?
It'll be a beef as well. My beef is going to be same as Paul with the snow, but not because I have a problem shoveling it, but because it's left the network kind of light. Not really much to do or watch tonight as far as high school sports is concerned. Kind of wiped out a lot of these games, so I guess I'll have to find something else to do other than
There's
watch.
9 games on!
Maybe there's a couple things.
Mac, we're on to you.
When you guys heard the doorbell ring, well, you probably heard the dogs bark. That was a kid trying to do show my driveway for like $10. And my beef is the fact that I didn't answer the door because I was too busy. We were already started. That's when my screen went black there. I went to go see, and he was already walking away. And then I found out. I wish I would have just said, "Hey, come back."
$10? That's $10 well spent.
You got the loudest voice out of almost anybody on this panel. You couldn't have been like, hey, kid, get over here.
Well, it was one of those like, what the hell is he doing? I don't know what. He's got a shovel.
He had a shovel in his hand. What was he coming?
I gotta go back and do the show.
Mac got like flashbacks from Home Alone. He thought he was there to beat his ass.
This kid's coming to beat me down with his shovel.
Kate says, looks like you're shoveling.
Yeah, get the shoveling, Billy.
All right, let's
go.
go.
And Coach Seidel, I wish I had a flamethrower. That would be pretty badass. You don't have a flamethrower.
Let's go to Betos. You don't have a flamethrower.
Say less.
Mine's probably a filet. Just being off today. School being canceled last night was pretty cool to see. So yeah, that's my filet today.
Nice job, Jeff.
I don't really have anything.
I don't have anything. Jeff Bezos put it back on the
I'm a good guy right now. I'm pretty happy. So yeah.
All right, Quinn.
Oh Lord. All right. Mine is with my best friend from Stadium GM, Steve Gilmartin. Thank you for purchasing the hoodie. Don't bet against me. That's all I'm saying.
So was it a beef or was that a fillet? What
Fillet.
was it? Oh, there we
Mr.
go.
Gilmartin buying the hoodie is a fillet.
Thanks,
All
Steve.
right.
We appreciate all the support always. Yeah, if you want the here, hang on, Billy, keep it up. If you want the official YSN Power Hour hoodie, you need to check out our friends over at the Buckeye Shirt Company. We will drop the link for that. But I'll tell you what, Nick does an awesome job. He's the CEO of the Buckeye Shirt Company. He does a great job with those hoodies. $55, and they are as comfortable as any of the hoodies in my closet. I'll tell you that right meow.
Ooh, put that up. She's really upset about that.
Oh boy, my beef is not Jeff not accepting a homemade meatball sub on Saturday night.
I highly declined.
Highly declined. Go ahead.
Highly declined?
I did. I said no, and I should have probably gotten homemade meatball subs because I got McDonald's that night, and I should have probably gotten homemade.
Jeff,
meatballs.
when have you ever turned down, Jeff? When have you ever turned down a meal? And you turned down a homemade meal at that.
I apologize, Kate. Billy
Scumbag.
actually told me to say no because he wanted to eat them all himself. So I
It's
just
not.
gave more to Billy.
There's literally probably 7 or 8 more still available right now as we
Yep.
speak.
Jeff's a scumbag. It's okay.
That's messed up, Jeff.
Yeah. Way to turn down food. Homemade from Kate.
It's. I'm sorry. I apologize.
She even dropped a big capital
He said,
WOW.
Kate was like, hey, I know you guys did 2 games. You guys got to be hungry. I made homemade meatball subs. Tell Jeff I'll run one out to him before he leaves.
I should have accepted it. My fault.
He's out there. I highly declined.
I highly declined it. Not just a regular.
No,
Highly.
no, I don't want your meatball sub.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
No, thanks, Coach.
Jeff gives you the shovel.
No, just go ahead and bury me alive.
I think in fairness, to make up for that, because you're starting to feel some kind of way right now, being attacked, right, Jeff? Right? You should come shovel my driveway. Make up for it.
Sorry.
Struggle?
Sorry. I have a
Shovel my driveway.
I'm sorry.
He might struggle to shovel.
Jeff and I are going to do a basketball game together tonight. We're going to do Valley Christian in East Palestine doing battle in the Yo. So sorry, Mac, I got him first.
Well,
Yeah,
on
I
his
would
way
never come
back,
over and
he
shovel
could
your
shovel.
driveway anyways, Billy.
Jeff Bezos put it back on the call. Here we go.
He always did that, and it makes me like I'm never gonna say it again. Like it's never gonna come out of my mouth again.
We come out of break, and it's every Jeff Bezos put it back on the call. Here we go.
I'll close up shop here. Just a fillet. What a week it's going to be for us here. What a month it was. 325,500 people, or I guess views on the webpage, ysnlive.com. And that's not even including our social media. So we're probably well over 400, closer to 5. Just a thank you. I mean, I know we did the promotion, and you guys, I mean, we're on the group chat all the time. Sorry, Ty, you're not an iPhone user, so we had to boot you. But on the group chat, I can't get across how much it means to me, the support that you guys give to me and the brand, where we started and where we've come so far. And then you talk about the support, like the people watching right now, the Steve Gilmartins of the world, the Kate Kellys. I mean, you look at, you just go Coach Seidel, you got Mardell, you got Aaron, you got Chris, everybody, everybody that's in this. We're all in this together. We do this for you. We do this for the kids. We're trying to do it for the right reasons. When the right reasons are obvious that they're not happening, we immediately cut ties. That's just what we do. You're either in with us and you're doing it for the reasons we want, or you're not. So I thank all of you for the sacrifices, because I know there's long nights, Paul, as we've discussed, a lot, especially down here at HQ when things get crazy. But there's everybody knows where we're trying to go. And I think the end goal is going to be that it's going to be worth it for everybody, including and especially our users that are using YSN. So thank you all for that. And let me just promise you, from the conversations that I've had just today, the best is yet to come. So that is my filet, brought to you by G. Berwick Farms. Visit them on the web at gberwickfarms.com. That's going to... Oh, you want name dropped? Okay, Billy, thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh, you, Billy.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour for Monday, February 1st. It's Groundhog Day tomorrow, boys. Let's see if Punxsutawney Phil sees his shadow or not.
It's canceled.
Oh, it's not happening?
It's not happening.
Not even
a couple weeks ago.
Okay, well,
there you go.
Here we go.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well,
Let's toast on the call.
Let's look at our source on that one. I don't know how reliable that source was.
I don't think that's a very reliable source. Kool-Aid Man says there's no Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 3 to 4, right here on YSN.